So I testified on behalf of Friends of the Everglades. In our case, we filed lawsuit June 27th under the National Environmental Policy Act. This is a very common sense law that requires the government to look before it leaps, to analyze the environmental impacts, to do an environmental impact study, to take public comment, to consider alternatives, and none of that was done at so-called Alligator Alcatraz. So I was here to testify today about Friends of the Everglades' perspective on that. We would have engaged in that process had it occurred, and it did not occur, and that's why we're asking the judge for an injunction. We have been working for a month and a half to get public records, to get details on what is happening at this site, who's in charge, what harm has occurred. We've cobbled together evidence just through our own shoe leather and hard work, but the state and federal government should have analyzed this well ahead of time and allowed the public to provide input. These are our public lands out there, so it speaks to the point of what didn't occur. We have documented with our scientific experts about 20 acres, at least 20 acres now, of new asphalt laid at the site. The state has alleged that there was an existing concrete pad underneath. We examined that claim, and there's no evidence to support that claim. There's also a new roadway that's included in that roughly 20 acres. We also know that there is industrial lighting out at the site now that's visible from about 15 miles away. That's a concern for nocturnal species. This is known habitat for the Florida panther, an endangered species. Only about 200 exist in the wild, so any impact to their habitat can have really damaging effects to the future of the species. And there's also water quality concerns. The property itself is about 96% wetlands, the whole property.
When you stand outside this facility, even at the intersection, there is huge trucks coming in and out because there's no running water and there's no power line. So everything has to be trucked in and out, which is also a risk of sewage spills. It's a risk of diesel spills. So the environment is not conducive to that type of heavy use based on not just federal environmental law, but of course, billions of dollars that we've invested as Floridians in protecting and preserving the Everglades.